This project will be focusing on the intersection of e-commerce and COVID-19. I'm Katie, and I will be working with Jenny Hall on this project. We're going to analyze how e-commerce has affected the infrastructure systems during COVID-19. The infrastructure systems included in the study are going to be transportation system, the environment, and the health sector. The scope will be set on a city. The patterns that we're going to see changing, the behaviors changing in this project are going to be household and delivery trucks, vehicles, miles traveled, as a certain amount of packages are shifted among people, and how those changes will affect the environment and affect sort of the health sector. So here's an outline of what we're going to be focusing on throughout this presentation. Once again, the objective of this project is to analyze how e-commerce has affected given infrastructure systems during COVID-19. The patterns that will be observed are going to be the changes in household and delivery truck vehicle miles traveled, and how these changes in vehicle miles traveled affect the environment, such as air pollution. Something that we really hope to learn is the gravity of the impact of COVID-19 on e-commerce. Is it as great as we expected? Are people really shifting from buying in stores to buying online? So the three different types of systems that we'll be focusing on within the systems of systems are transportation, environment, and health. And here they can be seen in this graphic with different color coding. So e-commerce is going to impact delivery, vehicles miles traveled, as well as household vehicle miles traveled, having a positive relationship in one and negative in the other. And both of those would increase roadway congestion overall. Changes in roadway congestion are going to impact the environment, such as air quality around that area, which may impact water pollution and stuff like that, but that's something that we'll look into a little bit later. It might not be in the scope of our project. That will impact human health. If there is worse, human health will decline, or the opposite reaction, as well as just COVID-19 negatively impacting human health because it is a pandemic. And if someone was to get COVID-19, they might be traveling less, and there's stay-at-home orders, so you'll be traveling less as a household. Whereas as COVID-19 has been in order and stay-at-home orders are in place, that'll increase the people shopping. And that's kind of the relationship of our systems of systems that we've mapped out for this project so far. Here are a list of our stakeholders being used for our projects, such as the shipping companies, the online retailers, the consumers who purchase the goods online, and the EPA and other environmental lobbyist groups. It should be noted that these stakeholders will not be considered in the modeling process because we will be unable to mathematically show how these stakeholders affect the infrastructures that have been defined, and because of that, we did not create RIPS tables for them. So in our model, we'll be modeling the resources at the alpha level. So those will be the items themselves, which will act as the stocks in our models. This is the appropriate level because we want to focus on the effect of number of packages per household on all vehicle miles traveled. Also, this resource level can be easily inputted into a mathematical equation for our modeling. This table shows the interdependencies that will be acknowledged throughout our project. All the interdependencies shown in the table above or shown will be acknowledged within the model. There are also other infrastructure systems that we have decided to exclude during this project because of the model becoming too complex. Of course, the main thing we'll be focusing on is how COVID is increasing these number of packages. And as I said before, those resources are what are going to be traveling through the system and is what we're going to be modeling. And there are ways to control it, which is listed in this table, as well as how to measure it. The big disruptor focus in our project is going to be COVID, and that is going to be modeled by having two scenarios, both pre-COVID and during COVID, and how the vehicle miles travels has changed. The modeling approach used for our project are going to be a combination of these three different types of models: system dynamics, agent-based modeling, and discrete event simulation. How this will be done still needs to be determined by us. So here's an updated timeline of how we plan to complete this project. As you see, it'll progress through the 4 weeks of November until we finally finish it when it's due. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope you like our project so far.